Morning showers tracking from the southwest to the northeast. More about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Right now this morning, Trump's Israel-Iran ceasefire appears to be crumbling. Accusations of violations flying as more missiles hit Israeli suburbs. And 90% of Wisconsin parents say finding affordable childcare is a problem. Governor Evers warns lawmakers the crisis could derail Wisconsin's future. And Target announcing a big win for back-to-school shoppers this year. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Tuesday, June 24th, we will send it back over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He is tracking everything for us. Art, sun, rain, 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 rain. I can't keep up, but heavy on the rain.
All right, let's see what we've got. Heavy on the rainfall. Not today, but tomorrow. That's going to be a different story, my friend. Hey, take a look right now. We've got the light stuff right now, so that's kind of moving through. It's had a little bit of light storm components to it as well, and they've kind of gone in and out pretty quickly this morning. Let's take a quick look here as we go right into it. Looking ahead, you've got the showers today, the on and off. You've got some weekend, or I should say midweek showers and storms that are going to ramp up for Wednesday and Thursday, and then the weekend begins to warm up, and we may even see some extra rainfall coming in as we go into your weekend as well and out of it. How about this though? A slight risk or a low risk for severe weather today. Nothing like we had yesterday, so believe me, it's just a low risk of severe weather. That goes all the way to the south of our region as well, holding on to the possibility of cloudy skies giving way to some shower activities. We roll right through La Crosse, going through the morning hours and into your early afternoon, which will also be wet for you. You get into Eau Claire, you're on the drier side today from mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies. Most of it, which is that rainfall is down to the south going along I-90. Now take a look at this. This is tomorrow. A different story, right? Yeah, you've got more storm activity coming in for the early morning hours, the afternoon commute, as well as the evening commute for La Crosse. We'll also see in Eau Claire, you've got the rainfall. Not so much the storm activity though, but don't discount that. 100% chance of rain is pretty decent, so you could get up to maybe an inch or two in your forecast. Highs for the day, 79 up to the north, 80 over in Eau Claire, and La Crosse about 80 degrees, 78 in Prairie du Chien. Be safe out there. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Art. Tracking some breaking news this morning, President Trump's ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran appears to be falling apart. Israel accusing Iran of violating the agreement, which Iran denies. Israeli officials say Iran launched another missile wave this morning, causing multiple deaths in one suburban neighborhood. Iran claims that launch happened before the ceasefire took effect, and it all comes as a major NATO summit kicks off in the Netherlands this week. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn is tracking it all for us.
Sirens and smoke trails over Israeli skies this morning after a deadly Iranian missile barrage. Iranian state TV signaled those may be the last of the country's strikes after President Donald Trump announced a, quote, complete and total ceasefire between the two nations on social media last night. At first, Israel's prime minister announced his country had approved the ceasefire deal, but then an about-face. Israel's defense minister has ordered new intense operations to attack Tehran and destroy targets of the regime and terror infrastructure after accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire. But an Iranian news agency said reports of a violation were false. The White House says President Trump discussed a deal directly with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while other top administration officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, communicated with Iran. Iran's foreign minister initially seemed non-committal to the proposal, posting on X, "There is no agreement," and that a final decision on the cessation of our military operations will be made later, though he followed that up with claims that his country continued its aggression until the last minute, indicating a possible stop in strikes around 4 a.m. local time. Monday, Iran launched counterstrikes targeting a U.S. airbase in Qatar, retaliation for U.S. strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities over the weekend. President Trump says Iran gave early notice in advance and that there were no deaths or injuries. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Congress getting a classified briefing today on the Iran strikes and current situation. Democrats and some Republicans oppose military involvement, proposing resolutions to limit the president's war powers. Some lawmakers say the president overstepped his authority.
The president made the right decision, and a constitutional one at that. Under Article 2, he has the authority.
He needed congressional authority for it. Congress now needs to act. We need to introduce new war powers resolutions that more tightly scope the commander-in-chief's latitude in the Middle East.
And Governor Tony Evers of Wisconsin reacting from Eau Claire yesterday.
I believe that Congress should have been involved in some fashion. I know that's going to be argued probably until, the cows come home. But the bottom line is I wish it would have happened in a different way.
Before the ceasefire announcements, there were questions about what both countries would do next. We spoke with retired U.S. Army Colonel Gerald Font. He says the U.S. strikes this weekend aim to stop Iran from building nuclear weapons, and he believes Iran's retaliation was mostly to save face, especially since the U.S. base in Qatar is well protected.
We're not at war. What we did for not only for Israel, for the United States, and really for the world, was to destroy the Iranian nuclear program.
And if needed, he says he could see the U.S. striking again to ensure Iran can't build nuclear weapons.
It's possible if the assessment comes back and says that we need to do more damage to make sure that it really puts them back further than a certain threshold number of years.
Font also says those weekend strikes sent a clear message to any of Iran's allies to not get involved in the conflict. And gas prices could keep rising if the conflict progresses, but it's still too early, officials say, to tell exactly how much that'll change. According to AAA's fuel site, the average price right now for a gallon of regular in Wisconsin is $3.04. Last week it was at $2.93. AAA's Director of Public Affairs says it's important to note foreign conflict does historically drive prices up.
The onset of the war in Ukraine, there was a huge jump in prices that really, slowly built up over time, escalated, and resulted in our highest gas prices ever on record.
And he says drivers can save on gas by using fuel-efficient vehicles, taking heavy items out of your car, and using cruise control. And as the situation keeps changing in the Middle East, stick with News 8 now for the latest. You can track all the breaking developments on air and online at news8000.com. President Trump heads to the Netherlands for the NATO summit today. NATO Secretary General says that Iran might come up, but defense spending will be the key focus. U.S. support for Ukraine is cooling under President Trump. He wants NATO members to contribute 5% of their GDP to defense.
I think they're very worried about potential future U.S. force posture cuts in Europe. And frankly, also the fact of the matter that there is an unraveling transatlantic consensus on both Ukraine and Russia.
Some nations are still short of the current goal of 2%. The Supreme Court, meanwhile, says President Trump can resume deporting migrants who committed crimes to countries other than their homeland and with short notice. That decision pauses a lower court ruling that said deporting migrants to third-party countries without due process violated the Constitution. The 3 liberal judges dissented, with Sonia Sotomayor saying the court was rewarding lawlessness. An Illinois man is accused of scamming a La Crosse diocese official out of $86,000. Court documents say the victim got a call from a fake fraud investigator claiming his accounts were compromised. First, he paid $6,000 in Menards gift cards, then $80,000 cash. A Toma victim was also scammed, police say, told to leave $21,000 in a lockbox. 21-year-old Anas Vora now facing theft and money laundering charges. He could get 10 years if convicted. A Sparta man, meantime, appeared in court virtually after being busted with cocaine in Holmen. 28-year-old May King Murillo Pleasia was stopped for speeding with a suspended license. A canine search found roughly 170 grams of suspected cocaine, $4,500 in cash, and drug paraphernalia. According to court documents, a 15-year-old and another adult were also in the car. He now faces possession with intent to deliver and bail jumping. Holmen residents packed Village Hall last night to weigh in on a major road project we've been telling you about. The La Crosse County Highway Department held a public meeting discussing rebuilding McHugh Road between Briggs and Holmen Drive. The project would replace deteriorated pavement, upgrade curb ramps, and add bike lanes. Residents raised concerns about construction impacts and the timeline.
We are changing it from 4 lanes to 2 lanes, wide shoulders, and a 2-way left turn lane or twiddle. It shouldn't have any effect on the high school traffic. It will probably improve any bicycle traffic because we'll have a lane for bicyclists.
And the plan would go into effect if approved in 2028. The La Crosse Library welcoming its new director tonight. It's hosting an open house from 5 to 7 for Dawn Wasak. She was previously the deputy library director. Riverfest is just around the corner, of course. The hunt for the famous medallion is underway, and we just got today's clue. Here it is. It says the medallion lies just outside, not downtown, but still nearby, where trees and laughter meet the sky. All right, they're telling me to reread it. You guys can see that on the screen there. Yeah, they can read that on the screen. Okay. The medallion is hidden within 10 miles of Riverside Park, not buried and on public property. The hunt has been part of Riverfest tradition since the early 2000s.
So in previous years, it's been found in the Friendship Garden at Riverside Park. It's also found at the Black River Beach and just other locations throughout La Crosse.
Find it and you'll win 4 free buttons, koozies, $50 in food vouchers, and 10 free beverage tickets. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Import rates spike at the Port of LA. Your buy now, pay later habits could hurt your credit score. And Target shoppers get good news for back to school shopping season. And millennials say they're drowning in debt, but they're fighting back. Why credit counseling could be their secret weapon to financial freedom. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Archaeologists just solved the world's most difficult jigsaw puzzle, piecing together stunning frescoes from a luxury Roman villa in London. The wall paintings covered 20 rooms before the building was demolished around 200 AD. The fragments stayed buried for 1,800 years until experts painstakingly reconstructed them. Museum officials say the colorful masterpieces reveal how the wealthy lived in ancient London. And as you start to wake up, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the place that is the birthplace of Muhammad Ali, that is Louisville, Kentucky. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Dutch Boys Forever Exterior Paint and Primer in 1 provides exceptional fade resistance to ensure beautiful, lasting color. A gallon starts at $38.97 after rebate. Maximize your curb appeal with Dutch Boy Max Bond Plus Exterior Paint. It provides max adhesion, hide, and performance while repelling rain in just 90 minutes after application. Pick up a gallon starting at $47.87 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it has shown some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward.
Or get 0% APR plus $2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 91% of patients wish they'd started Botox sooner. Ask your doctor today. If eligible, you may pay $0.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All right, light showers continue to work through the area right now. You're seeing all the way up to Black River Falls, just falling shy of Eau Claire currently. A cloud cover still picking up, though, by Eau Claire. We'll get into some more showers possibly as we finish out the mid-morning hours. To finish that out, going into your noon hour with more showers there, going into the early portion of your noon. By midweek, we're looking at more showers and storms really ramping up. And then, of course, we'll go right back into warming conditions possibly for the weekend. We're upper 80s in the forecast, and then the possibility of, again, with some more extra showers popping in for your weekend as well. So we're looking at showers and storms. We've got a low risk of severe weather today for La Crosse, extending all the way to Prairie du Chien and out of the region down to the south. We'll hold on to Eau Claire's planner here, looking at least mostly cloudy skies for your day, a little bit drier with most of the rainfall down to the south. La Crosse holding on to some sunshine, or I should say a little bit of sunshine later on in the day, but first you've got to get through all the shower activity for your afternoon and into most of your late day forecast as well. Tomorrow, a different story. We're getting some storm activity for La Crosse, picking this up as we roll right back into it. I told you we'd be ramping up going into midweek. Wet rainfall coming on wet roadways for your morning commute, your afternoon commute, and your evening commute for you. Temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees. Eau Claire, on the other hand, has more shower activity, but I was looking at another model, and I was pretty much saying that you got some storm activity coming your way as well, Eau Claire, so bear that in mind and stay weather aware. You have highs today going into temperatures mostly in the upper 70s to around the low 80s today, and of course, as we look at it, you've got the rainfall. It looks kind of limited as we finish out by the 11 o'clock hour, going all the way to the 11 p.m. hour here for Tuesday. You're looking at a quarter of an inch or so or less, and then we pick up more rainfall coming in for Wednesday. That's about 1.5 inches or so in the forecast, and then once we get into Thursday, man, oh man, we've got 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, possibly 5 if you go down south, about 3 inches for Eau Claire, and about 1.5 inches or so for La Crosse. Back to you.
In your consumer news, more Chinese goods are flooding U.S. ports after President Trump temporarily cut those tariffs on Beijing. Container ships are rushing now to the port of Los Angeles at levels we haven't seen since January. 18 vessels will arrive over the next 3 days. That's well above normal traffic, officials say. The surge comes as importers rush to get goods into the country before those tariffs potentially return. Your buy now, pay later habit could soon hurt your credit score. Americans are using BNPL for everything from groceries to cruises to stretch their budgets, but FICO is now developing a new credit score model that factors in buy now, pay later loans. The new model launches this fall, meaning your Afterpay and Klarna purchases will start impacting your credit worthiness. And Target says it'll hold prices at 2024 levels for key back-to-school items this fall. The retailer's popular list of 20 must-have school supplies for under $20 will return. Also coming back, the 20% off student and teacher discounts. The price freeze offers relief for families facing inflation on everything else. How about we go back to like 1995 prices, though? That'll be a good one. More millennials, meanwhile, falling into debt. That is according to one of the nation's leading nonprofit credit counseling agencies. But the data also shows they're more likely to do something other generations typically weren't. Josh Sidorowitz has the story.
33-year-old Nick March turned to credit cards as a lifeline.
At the time, we weren't really making a lot of money to make ends meet, get groceries, that type of thing. We were going to school.
But what started as necessity, he says, quickly snowballed as he racked up $28,000 in debt.
Definitely a daunting number. Since we didn't really have experience with credit cards before, we just kind of let that get a little bit more out of control, doing a little bit of unnecessary spending. And then it got to a point where we couldn't really pay the interest on it.
Faced with rising rent, ballooning interest rates, and stuck with student loans, millennials, the generation born between 1981 and 1995, are now the ones most asking for help to dig out of credit card debt.
43%, the largest group of all new clients coming in, are millennials.
Serving clients nationwide, nonprofit credit counseling agency Money Management International said it's a significant trend away from what had been their typical clients in their 40s and 50s.
I will say the positive thing about millennials is they are willing to take action. They actually turn out to be the most receptive to financial counseling, making them most likely to overcome their financial challenges.
March says MMI worked with his creditors to negotiate lower interest rates into the single digits, setting him up on a plan to pay off his debt within 3 years.
Having that sort of like end date of when all of this will be paid off is kind of like the, okay, now we can look at getting a house. Now we can, be free of all of this, and it will feel like a huge weight is lifted off our shoulders.
Well, millennials are more likely to carry debt than other generations were at that same age. A study found that age group is still an overall better financial position than their counterparts were at that age. And 90% of Wisconsinites say that finding affordable childcare is a problem. If you're a parent, you know that. Governor Tony Evers was in Eau Claire yesterday highlighting the Child Care Counts program that's set to expire in a week without legislative approval. The program provides Eau Claire County with $24 million in funding since 2020. Without it, a quarter of providers say they will likely have to close their doors.
They are the ones that are going to make sure our economy stays strong in the state of Wisconsin. So that's the bottom line. But they have good people working there. They've got kids that are there that are learning, and they're doing all the right things. It's just a matter of can they still continue to do it.
If the program ends, parents could pay up to $2,600 more per year for infant care. Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
Okay, you already know now temperatures holding on to 79 to about 80 degrees today, so we're still near seasonal average here. Working in the forecast, we'll also find ourselves getting into this. We have a slight risk of severe weather, most of which is down to the south of us, holding on from La Crosse all the way down south to in Wisconsin there, getting to Iowa as well, and portions of southern Minnesota holding on to that too. We'll get into the shower activities. You can see rolling through some light showers continue to happen as we go through the 10 o'clock hour, turning to light to moderate showers, maybe even a storm or two trying to get in the forecast. But it seems like these storms are going to kind of work their way into falling apart just before they cross the river. Then we go into the evening hours. You're seeing drier conditions in the forecast. That drier air continues to funnel in the forecast. We're also looking at the Wednesday as we go to midnight. Clouds start to increase again. Showers return as we go all the way into at least the sunrise time, or getting at least closer to it. There you go, all the way to the 9 o'clock hour. You're holding on to some light showers, so the commute will be fairly dry for you tomorrow. The afternoon commute will be a different story. It'll be pretty much wet. You can see all that rainfall popping up from the southwest, coming all the way into the 11 o'clock hour, into the noon hour. You can see extending all the way up to Eau Claire and beyond to Ladysmith, going at least to the noon hour, with Ladysmith and Eau Claire in storm activity. Black River Falls as well as Vogue and Sparta. We'll hold on to some showers, maybe a storm or two for Winona. Then eventually, as we go into the 3 o'clock hour, you've got La Crosse possibly was in that, going into more showers and storms coming in for the 3 o'clock, extending as this all moves up northward into the area. So La Crosse picks up another batch coming into the 6 o'clock hour. So the evening commute for you on Wednesday is going to be a soaking one, holding on to storm activity that continues to press eastward out of the region, going towards Sparta, Vokefield, and Viroqua, still lingering with that, continuing on all the way to the 11 o'clock hour. So it's going to be storms that still last all the way between La Crosse, Viroqua, Sparta, Vokefield, and Wisconsin Dells, and up and out they're out. We'll go into the early morning for Thursday, where you're going through sunrise with light showers along I-90, then extending up to at least up to the 10 o'clock hour, up to Eau Claire along I-94. And those storms continue to lift up and ramp up more so as you go into the noon hour there. So a wet commute, getting into a wet afternoon commute, and extending into more showers and storms coming in for Viroqua, Prairie du Chien, La Crosse possibly by the 3 o'clock hour. Storms still holding on to Eau Claire and Ladysmith. And as we finish out, these continue to go all the way to the 8 o'clock hour before they get out of the way. And then we should be done as we finish out by the 11 o'clock hour. Showers and storm activity, as I told you before, looking all the way into Thursday. We could see maybe about 1 to about maybe 3 to 4 inches of rainfall in your forecast. We'll carry over to Wednesday, has a low risk for severe weather between Eau Claire and Black River Falls to Winona. Wabasha, you guys are in that too, all the way down to La Crosse and then Prairie du Chien. And once we get into Wednesday, you're looking at temperatures in the 60s and 70s in your forecast to near 80 degrees. We'll go back into how this all shapes up for areas again for Thursday. You're looking at more storm activity as well. Drier conditions for Friday. Somewhat drier looking weekend right now. Still fingers crossed for your Saturday. And then, of course, we're looking at 60% chance for Sunday with drier conditions to follow out. But temperatures in the 90s now. That just updated itself to about 87 degrees. Back to you.
All right. right, thank you, Art. Still to come for us, Trump's Middle East ceasefire is already potentially falling apart. Israel accusing Iran of violations. We'll have the latest for you just ahead. And getting pre-approved for medical care could get a lot faster. Why insurance companies say the changes will streamline your health care after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up in the Blitz, a couple offenses that have been lighting up the scoreboard lately in action. Brewers and Loggers highlights coming your way in just a moment.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Get $4,250 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
Big names, big energy, one unforgettable weekend. Ashley for the Arts returns August 7th through the 9th in Arcadia, featuring Brad Paisley, ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at ashleyforthearts.com.
I have active psoriatic arthritis, but with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready for this moment. Along with clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And it's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, after a series where the Brewer Bats hung 35 runs on the Twins in 3 games, a little more resistance from Milwaukee hitters last night as they began a 3-game set with Pittsburgh. Chad Patrick hoping to keep the good times rolling for the Crew. Not his best outing, though. 4th inning down 1, Tommy Pham sends out his first home run of the year. Buccos take a 3-0 lead. Milwaukee would respond in the 5th. Christian Yelich up 3-0 in the count, but he is swinging away. Sends a rope down the first base line, and the Brewers knot things up at 4. Would not take long for Pittsburgh to jump back in front. The number 9 hitter, Isaiah Kiner Falefa, shooting that Nick Mears pitch down the line. Sal Frelick doesn't grab it cleanly, and that is an RBI triple. The Pirates bullpen would not allow any more runs from there, and Milwaukee drops the opener 5-4. The Loggers enter the night tied for the most wins in the Northwoods League last night with 20 through just 28 games. They were in Eau Claire to start a 4-game set with the Express. This won a pitcher's duel for the first half of the game, but then in the 5th, the away side's bats get going. That ball off the bat of Max Kalk finds the Bermuda Triangle and falls to score the first run of the game. Then in the 7th, runner just 90 feet away from making it a 3-run lead. Eddie Peters pops one out to center field. That one is going to be deep enough to score. Savion Flowers and the Loggers extend their lead. Later in the frame, Carson Oland delivering with 2 outs. That one is going to ricochet off the shortstop's glove, and another run scores. Mateo Gray pitches a complete game shutout, allowing just 3 hits, striking out 7 as the Loggers pick up win number 21. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
When you're trying to remodel your bathroom and find that perfect look, seeing is believing. And when one of our comfort advisors visits your home to talk about bringing your vision to life, they'll come with all our products in our new showroom trailer. Discovering all the possibilities from the comfort of your home.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. We just won Best Gym in Lacrosse and Best Personal Trainer in Lacrosse for the Best of in 2025. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough, the voters, for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after. To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com and book your free discovery call with us today.
First you hear it, then you feel it. That's the crunchy, melt-in-your-mouth feeling of Ritz Toasted Chips.
Slow down.
Cut! I get it. Slow motion. Slow down geographic atrophy. But we don't need gimmicks. Stick to the facts. GA, the advanced form of dry AMD, can irreversibly damage your vision. But Syfovre is an FDA-approved eye injection that gives you the power to slow GA. Syfovre was proven to slow GA lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness or are allergic to it. Syfovre can cause severe allergic reactions. Other serious side effects are eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina, which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Act on facts to slow GA. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre. Nope, just the facts.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Well, AM rainfall still holding on right now from the overnight hours, and we're seeing a little bit of storm activity still associated with that as well. More about that coming up in just a moment.
The foreign minister initially seemed non-committal with the proposal posting on X there is no agreement, and that a final decision on the cessation of our military operations will be made later. Followed that up with claims that
Getting a surprising new superpower. We'll have more on the unexpected health benefit that's got doctors buzzing this morning. A look in the courtroom as Sean Diddy Combs' trial could reach the jury by Friday. We'll have the latest update just ahead. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Tuesday, June 24th, we will send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. Art, rain, go away. I guess it is going away today,
yes,
but it's going to be short-lived, right?
100%.
It just won't stay away.
It's really coming back tomorrow as well as Thursday, where it begins to ramp up for Wednesday and Thursday, and that's going to push a couple of inches, maybe a few inches of rainfall back into our forecast. We'll hold on to some light showers right now, and believe it or not, this is coming all the way from Mexico, and it continues to drive through the region with some moisture right now, drier airs to our west and to our south. We'll get a view here of how this all shapes up. Look at Eau Claire right now. Eau Claire has the cloud cover, but you're not seeing much rainfall. Most of the rainfall is down south right now. About as close to them as about maybe Black River Falls, holding onto the forecast there. We'll get into it looking ahead. As you're going to see, showers are going to be more periodic today if they do come in at all. We're holding on to midweek showers and storms, as I mentioned already, ramping up for you. This weekend, well, we may see a few showers showers on the way, not only for Sunday, because we had that expected. There's about a 50 to 60% chance of that happening, but we could see some morning showers and some nighttime showers for Saturday, and of course a drier day for the afternoon for you. How about the thunderstorms today, holding on to at least a little bit of the outlook. We're looking at a light low chance of any type of severe weather. We're also seeing Eau Claire dry. As you can see, most of that rainfall is down to the south, and of course you look at La Crosse, you're in and out of some of that rainfall to finish out the better part of the day. Right now, most of the storm activity coming from the west is seemingly to fall apart before it crosses the river. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Tracking some breaking news this morning, President Trump's ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran appears to be falling apart. Israel is accusing Iran of violating the agreement. Iran is denying that. Israeli officials say that Iran launched another missile wave this morning, causing multiple deaths. Iran claims that launch happened before the ceasefire took effect, and it all comes as a major NATO summit kicks off in the Netherlands this week. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn is tracking it all.
Sirens and smoke trails over Israeli skies this morning after a deadly Iranian missile barrage. Iranian state TV signaled those may be the last of the country's strikes after President Donald Trump announced a, quote, complete and total ceasefire between the two nations on social media last night. At first, Israel's prime minister announced his country had approved the ceasefire deal, but then an about-face. Israel's defense minister has ordered new intense operations to attack Tehran and destroy targets of the regime and terror infrastructure after accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire. But an Iranian news agency said reports of a violation were false. The White House says President Trump discussed a deal directly with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while other top administration officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, communicated with Iran. Iran's foreign minister initially seemed non-committal to the proposal, posting on X, "There is no agreement," and that a final decision on the cessation of our military operations will be made later, though he followed that up with claims that his country continued its aggression until the last minute, indicating a possible stop in strikes around 4 a.m. local time. Monday, Iran launched counterstrikes targeting a U.S. airbase in Qatar, retaliation for U.S. strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities over the weekend. President Trump says Iran gave early notice in advance and that there were no deaths or injuries. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Congress, meanwhile, getting a classified briefing today on the Iran strikes and current situation. Democrats and Republicans oppose military involvement, proposing resolutions to limit the president's war powers. Some lawmakers say the president overstepped his authority.
The president made the right decision, and a constitutional one at that. Under Article 2, he has the authority.
He needed congressional authority for it. Congress now needs to act. We need to introduce new war powers resolutions that more tightly scope the commander-in-chief's latitude in the Middle East.
And Governor Evers also reacting to the news from Eau Claire yesterday.
I believe that Congress should have been involved in some fashion. I know that's going to be argued probably until, the cows come home. But the bottom line is I wish it would have happened in a different way.
Before the ceasefire announcement, there were questions about what both countries would do next. We spoke with retired U.S. Army Colonel Gerald Font. He says the U.S. strikes this weekend aim to stop Iran from building nuclear weapons, and he believes Iran's retaliation was mostly to save face, especially since the U.S. base in Qatar is well protected.
We're not at war. What we did for not only for Israel, for the United States, and really for the world, was to destroy the Iranian nuclear program.
If needed, he says he could see the U.S. striking again to ensure Iran can't build nuclear weapons.
It's possible if the assessment comes back and says that we need to do more damage to make sure that it really puts them back further than a certain threshold number of years.
Font also says those weekend strikes sent a clear message to any of Iran's allies to not get involved. And gas prices could keep rising if the conflict progresses, but it's still too early to tell by exactly how much. According to AAA's fuel site, the average price for a regular gallon of gas in Wisconsin is $3.04. Last week, the average cost was $2.93. AAA's Director of Public Affairs says it's important to note that foreign conflict typically does drive prices up.
The onset of the war in Ukraine, there was a huge jump in prices that really, slowly built up over time, escalated, and resulted in our highest gas prices ever on record.
He says drivers can save on gas by using fuel-efficient models and removing heavy items from your car and using cruise control. As the situation changes in the Middle East, you can stick with News 8 Now for the latest. You can track all the breaking developments on air and online at news8000.com. An Illinois man is accused of scamming a La Crosse diocese official out of $86,000. Court documents say the victim got a call from a fake fraud investigator claiming his accounts were compromised. First, he paid $6,000 in Menards gift cards, then $80,000 in cash. A Toma victim was also scammed, told to leave $21,000 inside of a lockbox. 21-year-old Anas Vora faces theft and money laundering charges and could get 10 years if convicted. A Sparta man appeared in court virtually after being busted with cocaine in Holman. 28-year-old May King Murillo Policia was stopped for speeding with a suspended license. A canine search found roughly 170 grams of suspected cocaine, $4,500 in cash and drug paraphernalia. According to court documents, a 15-year-old and another adult were also in the car. He faces possession with intent to deliver and bail jumping. Turning now to some morning medical news, dozens of health insurance companies are promising to speed up pre-approval for medical care. The insurers say they'll streamline the prior authorization process that often delays patient treatment. The changes apply to Americans with commercial, Medicare Advantage, and Medicaid coverage. Companies promise a common electronic system that will speed up approval for patients and doctors.
Doctors report that it costs them 12 to 15 hours a week filling out forms. Some nurses are spending over half their time dealing with the administrative burden of this, and healthcare is often delayed to Americans.
The goal is for the new framework to be in place by the start of 2027. A diabetes drug that may also help adults lose weight could help people who suffer from migraines as well. Researchers at the University of Naples say migraine patients who took liraglutide experienced 11 fewer headaches a month. They also reported improvement in their work, study, and social functioning. And now we'll send it back over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our morning commute.
All right, and away we go, holding on to this view here. We'll get in a possibility of some shower activity here. You can see as we go deeper into the late morning hours and early afternoon. 70s abound for us today, from mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies, giving way to at least cloudier skies this afternoon. Eau Claire, on the other hand, going the opposite direction with cloud cover, holding on to cloudy skies, giving way to more of that sunshine as you finish out by the 1 o'clock hour. Temperatures also around 76 degrees to finish out getting into the afternoon. How about this tomorrow, though? A whole different story. Not so much just the on and off showers. It's showers all day and storm activity all day as well. As that continues on from the morning hours all the way into the afternoon and into the evening commute as well. And of course, we may see a nighttime reprieve from some of that rainfall. We'll go right back into the same for Eau Claire, where you're looking at more showers, potential storm activity still. Right now, some of the models are saying, yeah, some of the storms are going to lift up from the south and work northward into your region. And that means you've got the showers and storms too to contend with. Highs for Tuesday, you're looking at 79 to about 80 degrees in your local forecast, carrying over to the rainfall as we gather into light rainfall for the morning hours, picking up as we go into the evening hours, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rainfall. We toss in Wednesday, that puts in about 1.5 inches or so onto the ground for us. And then once we throw in Thursday, we could see a couple of inches of rainfall, maybe a wee bit more, to 2 to 3 inches, or maybe even 4 inches down to the south in your forecast. This is Thursday's rainfall continuing on. I'll push that right to the brink of it. You can see that goes all the way into Friday in the wee hours of the morning and into your morning commute. Back to you.
Coming up in your Morning Buzz report, Dolly Parton announcing a mini Las Vegas residency. We'll have a look at the dates and how you can score some tickets just ahead.
When Arby's says euros, you say 2 for $7. Euros. 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 Louder. Arby's. We have the meat.
Taste a sweet strawberry, a Jolivet strawberry. Stop by Jolivet Family Farms Market today for some fresh Jolivet's homegrown strawberries. Available 7 days a week in the market. Check for availability. Jolivet's also features a large selection of fresh vegetables and homegrown produce. There is no sweeter strawberry in the world than a Jolivet strawberry. Only at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
You're young, but your bathroom is old. I get it. I visit my kids, grandkids, my precious great-grandkids. Doesn't fit their lifestyle. Not safe. Old and ugly. You will be amazed at the transformation you can make in just a few days. New tub and shower with all new fixtures, new toilet, new sink and vanity, new flooring, at an investment much less than you might think. Call the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate on your new bathroom.
It's weird to admit, but it's true. I'm selling Chevys. 2024 Malibus to be exact, starting at $17,890, $299 down and $299 per month. It's Malibu madness. And they feature great options including heated seats, remote start, Apple CarPlay, and up to 36 miles per gallon. All have low miles with remaining factory warranty. But the bad part is these are getting harder to get. So if you're in the market for an affordable ride, come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
It's time to say not so fast chronic kidney disease. Because with a progressive disease like CKD, slow is good. And believe me, I know all about slow. That's why I'm here to tell you about Jardiance. It's a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So go on, say not so fast CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease.
All right, taking you back out to Onalaska or Eau Claire. Here you're looking at a view here with mostly cloudy skies. The cloudy skies out there right now, and then eventually we'll have those clouds decrease gradually. And let's see if we can get Onalaska here. Sometimes this comes in, sometimes it doesn't. We'll wait a second or two. And it doesn't look like it's going to come by. So see you later, alligator. We'll hold on to at least on and off showers for today. Midweek showers and storm activity is going to ramp up. You guys know that by now. Holding on to the weekend, we'll see warmer conditions with a little bit of rainfall coming into your forecast. Right now, we've got the moisture that's streaming all the way from Mexico coming into our region right now and continue to do so. The big batch is over by Iowa. You can see down to the south and then working its way going towards Dubuque, eventually putting in some good-looking shower activity there. And then most of that rainfall stays well to our south or just to our west as well. Some of that doesn't even cross the river. We're looking at cool, mild, warm, and hot conditions the farther south you go. So we're near seasonal average today, and we'll be that way for the next couple of days. And then we'll continue to bump those numbers up gradually as we get closer to the weekend. These showers are starting to pick up a little bit more lift here, getting in some better height. La Crosse looking at a little bit of shower activity right now as we finish out going to the 6 o'clock hour here. Winona's back in the showers, maybe a little storm activity coming back your way as well. You can see it's pretty light right now, but then it comes back again as we go right into the current time slot. You can see Pleasant Hill, possibly Gale as well as Blair, and Holman holding on to a little bit of light rainfall right now. Take it down to the south. Prairie du Chien was in it, but now they've kind of backed off a little bit. And as far as you go back down south, you can see all that rainfall. Oh, look at that storm activity. That's the one we just showed you in Iowa before. And now they've got some thunderstorm activity with the possible severe weather working in the forecast there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Holding on to current temperatures today, 60s. Maybe lost a degree or two over the last hour or so, but you're looking at 60, 71 in La Crosse, 67 in Eau Claire, 70s going to Viroqua. Good morning to you folks. How about the highs for today? 79 to about 80 degrees, not much change. Still holding on to again about La Crosse with a low risk of severe weather as we roll today down to the south. And of course, that severe weather may change a little bit more so and become more enhanced for Iowa. We're looking at this rainfall to be on and off and continuing to go all the way through the afternoon hours. As that happens, you'll see a few light to moderate showers coming in for the late day hours. Then we go dry. Maybe some of that rainfall coming back again for Wednesday, but you're going to see as we finish out going all the way through through Wednesday. Rainfall ramps up, storm activity going from I-90 up to I-94. Continues to stay up there with more showers coming back again for La Crosse, extending back down to areas over into Viroqua, and then continue all the way through, going right into Thursday, with more storms lifting up to the north, going right into Thursday, and more of those storms coming back again for La Crosse to finish out your day. Over the next few days, my friends, as we go into it, we're also going to see as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, local temperatures are going to be like this in the 80s. Of course, we'll see more of those 80s coming back again as we go into the weekend. 90 to 87 degrees with more of those lower 80s Monday and Tuesday of next week in drier conditions.
In your Morning Buzz report, Sean Diddy Combs won't testify in his criminal trial. A source says Combs recently decided to not take the stand in his defense. While he could change his mind, it is highly unlikely. Closing arguments could happen as soon as Thursday, with the case going to the jury by Friday. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering and sex trafficking charges. Dolly Parton is heading back to Las Vegas. The country superstar will perform 6 shows at Caesar Palace in December. She hasn't toured since 2016. Her last Vegas residency ran from 1990 to 1993. Tickets for Dolly live in Vegas go on sale tomorrow.
Why you so sad? What have they done?
A first-of-its-kind concert filmed in the Paris Catacombs is available to stream now. Alive in the Catacombs can be found on the Queens of the Stone Age website. New music is on the way from Maroon 5. Love Is Like, their first album in more than 4 years. That drops August 15th, and they're also launching a U.S. arena tour. That kicks off in October. He has hair, it's just blonde. Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. We've got Seaver turning 8. He loves all things football, especially the Green Bay Packers. Happy birthday to you, Seaver. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button on our website. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less just after the break.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Or get 0% APR plus $2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Buy more, get more during the summer sale at Home Furniture. When you spend $6.99 or more on furniture, mattresses, and area rugs, like this Eltman sectional for just $7.99, you'll get a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Plus, for every additional $1,000 you spend, get a $100 card for a total of up to $1,000 back in MasterCard rewards cards. And take 15% off clearance and floor models. Only during our limited time summer sale. Hurry in and get more. Only at Home Furniture.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it has shown some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Boaters and beachgoers in Florida got a surprise delivery, Chick-fil-A by boat. This footage shows a tiny vessel driving up to the shore before handing out chicken to hungry beachgoers. One witness called it funny and unbelievable, saying the unusual delivery provided some light humor during an otherwise somber day. The local Chick-fil-A offers the unique beach delivery service with that inflatable boat. Art, we were saying we need some chicken soup, hot chocolate. We need some warm things delivered to us.
I know,
with that
right
this
about
morning.
now. Yeah. Give a little bit of hot cold.
Time for your morning news now. President Trump's ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran collapsed this morning. Israel says Iran violated the agreement by launching more missiles just hours after it took effect. One Iranian missile hit Beersheba, killing 4 people and wounding about 20 others, according to reports. Iran denies launching missiles after the ceasefire began, but Israel is vowing to respond with force. The now 12-day conflict has killed at least 974 Iranians and 28 people in Israel. As the situation changes in the Middle East, you can stick with News 8 Now for the latest. You can track all the breaking developments on air and online at news8000.com. 90% of Wisconsinites say finding affordable childcare is a problem. Governor Tony Evers was in Eau Claire yesterday, highlighting the Child Care Counts program that's set to expire in a week without legislative approval. The program provides Eau Claire County with $24 million in funding since 2020. Without it, a quarter of providers say they will likely have to close their doors.
They are the ones that are going to make sure our economy stays strong in the state of Wisconsin. So that's the bottom line. But they have good people working there. They've got kids that are there that are learning, and they're doing all the right things. It's just a matter of can they still continue to do it.
If the program ends, parents could pay up to $2,600 more per year for infant care. Riverfest is just around the corner. The hunt for the famous medallion is now underway. We've got today's clue. It reads, though Riverfest is La Crosse's pride, the medallion lies just outside, not downtown, but still nearby, where trees and laughter meet the sky. And a reminder, the medallion is hidden within 10 miles of Riverside Park. It's not buried, and it's on public property. If you find it, you'll win 4 free buttons, koozies, $50 in food vouchers, and 10 free beverage tickets.
All right, future rain totals looking pretty decent over the next 7 days, my friends. My goodness, we could get up to 5 inches of rainfall, all the way down to about 1.33 inches in the forecast. Take a look at this, though. 7 days of precipitation. You can see as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, ramping up as we go through the daytime hours. Not so much at the nighttime, you can see, though. That tapers down. Friday looks to be dry. Saturday, we're fairly dry. We see more rainfall coming back Saturday night. And then Sunday, we're back into the rainfall to finish out the forecast. Of course, we're going to be increasing those temperatures as we go into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, Ultra Federal Credit Union is teaching kids how to manage their money at a young age. Hear how their Smart Money Camp is helping set them up for financial success.